First and foremost, how's your squad? How's Rio Hatate? Obviously, it looked like a hamstring problem. Is that the case? And have you got a diagnosis in terms of a spell out?
Not a definitive timeline, but he'll definitely be out for a few weeks. We're just waiting for it to settle down. We're just waiting on the result, and then we'll see where he's at. But it looked quite a bad one.
I was going to say, is it a strain? Is it like it might be a tear?
Yeah, no, hamstring. I think if you watch the game, at the first 35 seconds, he's overstretched, and he's felt it very early on. So it's such a shame for him. He's a different one. He was out with his hamstring last year, so he's the other one this time. So we just need to try and get to the bottom of that.
Given the exertions of midweek and the midweeks, how mindful are you of sort of utilising your squad across the games coming up?
Yeah, no, very mindful. But you've got to be robust as well at the level, and I think lots of these players are. There's you play last weekend, you play midweek, and then you get another tough game at the weekend. So that's been at a big club. So your body's trained for that, and you have to prepare for that. So, but there's no doubt, as I said last week, that over this period of 7 games in 21 days, we'll be making some changes within it.
Callum was speaking after the game. Was talking about the switch in formation midway through the game. He sort of indicated that might be something you do moving forward again. Is that something you've been working on as you look to sort of better prepare your team, particularly for Europe?
Yeah, I think it's. I was really proud of the team the other night in terms of how they play. I think we're in the process of becoming a really good side at the level, and the cynics will look at it and say, "Well, you got 1 point from 3 games," but it's more than that. It's more than this season. It's but next season, the season after. So, but we're in the process of becoming a good side, dynamic, fast, goal threat going forward, and defensively compact, tight, aggressive. And then when the need comes in a game to have that intelligence to change tactically, then being able to do that. And the players did that really well. It was a game I felt, you get into around the 70-minute mark, you're playing against a team that they're playing with back, they're playing 3-5-2, so they really stretch a back line against a back 4. And like as I said, there was spaces starting to open up. It wasn't so much a defensive change, it's to plug a gap, because you can still be really aggressive and progressive in 3-5-2, but I like teams to have that flexibility to change, and we may not have to do it so much domestically, but it's an option for us if we need be to change a momentum in a game.
Just finally, are you taking a more long-term view of progress in Europe? And the way you're speaking, it's kind of having a bigger picture, saying what we're doing now, we will get better year on year in the Champions League, and there might be a few bumps along the road. It's the bigger picture in terms of Europe.
Well, it always is the process, but listen, supporters and ourselves, we want to win now, but I think what we've shown is that you have to develop at this level. It's not like you're playing, at that tempo, at that level every single week. So there's always an adaptation, but you can see the players adapt it really, really well. They're playing against a really, really good side, a team that will have aspirations to win the Champions League, and we were more than a match in every capacity. You know that they are a fantastic team, but so for me, it's just about that progress, and like I say, it may not show in points, but certainly in performance level, we've shown that we're probably surprised a few in our group. So, but we have to keep that going, and that's about progression as a team and progression in quality within the squad.
And just in terms of the performance, what does that do for the group going ahead, looking to the remainder of the campaign? In terms of reaching those performance levels in that game, what belief that gives them for the remainder of the campaign?
Yeah, well, listen, it's 3 games in. It should give us big confidence, but it still doesn't take away they're tough games. But we've shown in the 3 games that we're more than competitive, and we have genuine quality at the level to hurt teams. So we'll look to take that confidence into the remaining 3 games.
Matt O'Reilly, playing a match performance, impressed you with the levels he's hitting.
Yeah, been so pleased for Matt, because he works very hard at his game. His contribution as a is what you want, and as a number 8 in midfield, someone who can create goals, score goals, but he also puts in a real shift defensively as well, presses the game well, does a lot of the dirty stuff well, wins headers, blocks, but he has real high-level technical quality, and it's great for him because at the very highest level he's shown that not only can he do it domestically, but in the Champions League. So yeah, really pleased for him.
I think you touched upon it at the start of the season. You wanted him to boost his goal scoring numbers, and he's doing that. That must be really pleasing for you.
Yeah. For him, it's great, but more so, it's also for the team. It's efficiency we want. Players in those positions got to be able to, like I say, create and score. And if you look last weekend, Matt makes forward runs into the box, he scores a goal. Rio makes a forward run into the box, he creates the goal for Daizan. So yeah, it's all pleasing, but it's also has to be continual.
Rio will be a big loss, but was the performance of Paulo Bernardo the other night and what he contributed, was that a big positive?
Yeah, it's always disappointing when players are missing and players of that quality. But our strength is our team, and like you say, Paulo comes in, makes his first. It's the longest appearance he's made, and I thought he coped very, very well. So yeah, we have a number of young players that can step up if Rio's going to be out for a period of time, and what it always does is it always presents an opportunity for the guys, and the guys that are working very hard will get the chance to come in and play.
Is that the challenge for Paulo now to build on that and really try and make his impact?
Well, I think for any player, whoever it is coming in, without forcing it, you want them to make the impact. I don't want them to feel big pressure that this is the only chance they're going to get, but take the opportunity when it comes. And he certainly did that the other night. He worked very, very hard in a high-level game, showed quality, had that bit of bite in midfield, and I thought he did very well.
What you made of Hibs under Nick Montgomery?
Yeah, I really like what Nick's trying to do. Obviously, only in the door, looking to play an offensive game, an offensive philosophy. Probably lots of people telling them that's not the way to work and it's not the way to do, but I've been through that many years ago in my early stages of management. So I really like they're trying to build the game from behind, work their way through the lines with speed, with quality, and looking to play an attacking game. So yeah, it's the traditions of Hibs as a club. They've always been a club that I've ever known that have always played good football. Going back to the manager that had been there before, and he's coming in and looking to implement his ideas into the club and the team as well. So yeah, they've had some really good performances. So tough game for us.
In the domestic game, you quite often have to come up against a low block. Do you expect that to be quite different then tomorrow against Hibs? Maybe a different type of challenge domestically?
Yeah. They want to play, they want to build the game. But listen, there's no right or wrong style or system. It's what a manager or coach believes in. It's what he works on every day, what he studied throughout his career. You only really know what your philosophy is when you're stood on the touchline under pressure, when the light's shining on you and the curtains go back and the crowd are on top of you. That's when you know what your philosophy is. So Nick's obviously very clear on how he wants to work, which is great. You need that inherent belief, and for us, whether you're playing against a low block or a team that's going to, be expansive, you have to deal with what's in front of you.
You obviously got a really good start at Hearts, another team who's set up quite attacking last week. Is important again to start strong as well, a similar environment as well?
Yeah, listen, at every game we go into, my idea is always that good teams, they start quick and finish strong, and we've started to now take that on board and start games very well. So it's imperative. That's our idea. We want to impose our game on the opposition as early as we can, and create problems for opposition as early as we can. So there's no change in our mentality.
You said about Nawrocki, is it the kind of challenge for you to fit him into so he can get some game time so he's available, when he's needed over there?
Yeah, it's not a challenge. It's a game. He's under 10s, we got to play everyone. We bring the players in, they're here to compete and fight for the shirt. And unfortunately for Mike, he was out for a number of weeks. People have come in, done exceptionally well, and he'll now fight and work for his place in the team. But he'll also play games. So it's a long season, still very early in the season, and he's doing very well in training.
Did everyone come through the game okay, though, apart from Rio?
Apart from Rio, yeah, everyone good, recovered. Nice session this morning and all ready to go tomorrow.
Can that be quite an energy sapping type of game? Can it take a lot out of the players, or are you expecting everyone to be at full throttle again tomorrow?
100%. We'll be ready to go. It's a modern game. The guys here get prepared so well. The staff here are immaculate in terms of recovery process, and so we're back in the next day, resting, recovering, analysing for this game, and from the first whistle we'll be at it. And if we need to make changes, the team starts to fatigue a little bit, we know we can make 5 subs to affect the game. So yeah, you play for a big club like this here, you have to be ready to go in every game, and for at least over 50 games this season.
I just ask you, you might not have had time to consider much about this, but your festive game has been changed to Boxing Day from the 27th. Is that an issue maybe for fans as well at this time of the year, that they're now having to go travel up on Boxing Day?
Yeah, I just seen that day. It's not ideal. Obviously, we'd have preferred it to stay as it was. So especially at that time of the year. It's interesting, actually. I'm pretty sure I'm correct in this. I think the last 7 years, Celtic have been away at that period of the season. So either we're very, very unlucky to be drawn away, or someone's making tricks behind the scenes. But 7 years on the spin, this club's been away at that time of the season. Now, that's not right for supporters. So hopefully they can maybe look at that going forward.